I wanted to start off with a Michael J. Murphy film review for Death Run. Death Run, 1987. The copyright notice on the film is 1988. The film, you know, again, it's like most of his movies, it got out somehow. It's probably one of his most widely seen movies, and people online have written these reviews for it here, reviews for it there. I think it's a pretty good little no-budget post-apocalyptic movie. It's like Mad Max made on $1.95. It's real, but really good. I think the characters in the story, and the fact that it's just so short and it just kind of moves so fast, I think it works well. I mean, the film just starts out with a young guy and a young girl. They've been cryogenically frozen for 25 years by the guy's mother, scientist mother. And so they thaw out and they find themselves in a post-apocalyptic nuclear wasteland world where these roving bands of marauders run by this nefarious figure called the Messiah, you know, practice these kind of feudal rituals, and there is the death run that the Messiah runs. The death run where you have to run. I won't spoil what the death run is, but it's a run and there's some death in it, and it's exactly what you think it is. It's a run with some death in it. And some mutants. There's mutants all over the place with like bladder effects. Mutants with bladder effects. Mutants with pudgy faces and bladder effects that look like something out of J.R. Bookwalter's Ozone. So it's a you know, again, I mean, the fact that it's an early, it looks like an early 80s film, 16 millimeter, you know, again, it reminded me of somebody trying to do Road Warrior at $1.95. The lead actors are all Michael J. Murphy regulars. The guy who plays Messiah, this guy Patrick Oliver, he's a great villain. He's really an incredible villain. And everybody in the movie is just so into it, and so, I think, so good. You know, I mean, this film, it gets a lot of reviews that are kind of just like, hey, these little, you know, people making snide jokes at it and laughing and all this stuff. But I think if you strip it down, I mean, I think the movie is really good. I mean, the thing is, it has a plot. It's a lot better, I think, than a lot of the Italian post-apocalyptic ripoff movies. And a lot of other films that just kind of slow down. You get bogged down in people trying to do world building and all of this stuff. And I think Michael J. Murphy stays focused on the plot, moving forward in the plot, and keeping pretty much to the standard kind of post-apocalyptic type of conventions. Because, I mean, a post-apocalyptic movie, I've recognized this with other post-apocalyptic movies, but this film really drives home the idea of a post-apocalyptic movie as being like a Western. You know, you've got the good guy with no name, you've got the bad guy who's really bad, you've got the Western town, you've got the hooker with a heart of gold, you know, you've got all of these, you know, the hooker with the heart of gold in the saloon, and so you've got all of these conventions. And what these post-apocalyptic movies do, and what Death Run does, is it really just kind of takes these conventions and it takes them into this futuristic setting. And Death Run really does well at that. It really does good. And, I mean, again, all the lead actors, everything, I mean, of course, every once in a while there's some dodgy special effects, but the thing moves so well. I think it's plotted so well that you just kind of, you go with it. You go, you don't, it doesn't allow you to kind of sit down and realize, oh, this doesn't work, you know. And I mean, it's got the funny parts. It's got the training montage where, you know, people take their shirts off and do somersaults, and the guy, you know, picks up the logs, and he's you know, I mean, it's like, oh, okay, what planet is this from? You know, it's a little ridiculous in that way. But overall, I mean, again, it's just a 70-minute movie. It doesn't overstay its welcome. It moves, and then the ending is just so, you know, I'd love to see it with an audience, and the whole ending of the film is so ridiculous, you know, especially the little coda, you know, at the very end. And it's like, it's fun, and it's ridiculous, and it's exactly what you want out of a movie, out of a Western-type, post-apocalyptic type movie. It's exactly what you want, and very enjoyable. And I think the deficits, any problems with the settings, the locale, are made up by the fact that it's just merciless in its rhythm. So I think there was a Thai DVD of this VHS. It kind of got out there a little bit, but like most of Michael J. Murphy's films, didn't get out there very much. And now, the fact that it's on the official Michael J. Murphy, the Merlin Films YouTube page, where you can watch, there is a 4:3 cut of the film, and then you can watch the 16:9. I watched the 16:9 reformatted version, and it looked pretty good. There were a couple of shots where the heads were like way cut off, but very few and far between. Very, very enjoyable, and it looks very well composed in widescreen. But if you're the purist, you may want to go to the 4:3. That's what the great thing about the YouTube channel, the Merlin Films YouTube channel, is you've got like, I think you've also got the Thai dub of Death Run. And I don't know if there are any special features for Death Run on that YouTube channel. There may be. I'd like to poke around there and see that. But that's a really, again, that's a really great resource. The Merlin Films YouTube channel, where you can go and watch all of these movies after years of like bootlegs and VHS dubs and like, you know, unofficial things. It's really great. Again, I have to say it's really great to have this official channel where people can go and watch these movies in kind of the official, as much because Michael J. Murphy has passed away, the official kind of director authorized version. So I think that's really great. So definitely, if you've got some time to spend, if you like post-apocalyptic movies, I think it's a fun movie, and I don't think you're going to waste your time. It's a really enjoyable movie. I was kind of going like, you know, what if I don't like this? I'm just gonna, you know, with YouTube, you can just kind of click things off and go to other things. I was actually kind of glued to it, and once I started it, really from the first frame, I was just like, wow, this is like much better than I've been told. You know, this is actually kind of a good movie. You know, I mean, it's a hell of a lot better, and it moves a lot faster than a lot of the higher budgeted stuff. So I really enjoyed it. All the cast, the direction, the way it moves. I mean, it's obvious Michael J. Murphy was a really good cinematographer, really good editor. I mean, it's just it's a film that moves very well, and I enjoy it. It's almost a movie I want to go back and rewatch a couple of times. So Death Run, check it out. I don't think you'll be disappointed.
On behalf of the motion picture industry, welcome to the world of home video entertainment.